my mic is muted. I'm sorry. Maybe you'll be able to hear me now. Thank you. Sorry about that. All my rambling. So now I'm going to start over. I wanted to tell everybody, AMA Aquatics, Akash, Cichlid, Dude, Nisi, Corona Ken, Victor, Jenna, Down the Wormhole. Who else have I missed? I think that's everybody. I'm glad to be with you tonight. I will have to skip out next Tuesday night because I am in another revival, and I am a busy person. I have many different hats that I wear, and it'll be Sunday through Wednesday. But tonight's live stream is about the fish hobby on a budget. And also, I plan to do a live stream tomorrow morning between 10 and 11 a.m. I will schedule the event, so check back later for that event that will be scheduled for tomorrow morning. I am planning to do a couple collabs with Dina Edwards, as you see on the screen right above me. Dina Edwards from Everything Aquatic. I'll be doing a collab with her, and I'll be doing a collab with none other than our friend Captain Savage Aquatics. So look for those events that will be scheduled, and they're coming up soon. Some of them will be morning and daytime live streams, so I hope to catch those that can't stay up late, and like this one's late for some of our international friends. And so I'm looking forward to the upcoming live streams and my video updates. And I haven't started a new series or anything, but I want to talk seriously with everybody tonight about the budgeting of this beautiful hobby. You know, I started a couple of years ago. I saved up some money, and I made up my mind that I wanted to get an aquarium. And I didn't even know how much a kit was going to cost. My husband's really good about planning and, you know, researching either on the internet or calling the stores and finding out what they have in the stores. My husband's real good about that. I get an idea and I want to rush out and just get it, and then not putting a whole lot of thought in it, because even when I got to the fish store, the fish attendant, he asked me, well, what kind of fish do you want? I said, I want guppies, because I always had guppies. I like live bearers. I don't like big fish because I can't afford a big tank. And so I went with the largest tank that I could afford at the time, and that was a 20 tall. And it was a Tetris kit that came with a hang on the back filter, it came with a heater, came with a thermometer, came with the lid with the lights. And I had to buy the substrate. Didn't know what kind of substrate to get. I didn't want to go back to my kid days and buy the pink gravel and stuff. I wanted more of a natural substrate. So I got natural sand color gravel. And I didn't know anything about a planted tank. I'd never had plants. So I fell back on my school days and went with plastic plants. And I had one decoration and a couple plastic plants, and I brought it home, filled it up, you know, washed it out, filled it up, and I think I let it cycle for 3 days. And because I used API's Stress Coat and API's Quick Start. And of course, I didn't know anything about the cycle, the nitrogen cycle. And so I rushed and got 3 pregnant guppies, and they started having babies for me. And I started losing them almost right after they had babies, because I'm sure the cycle had not been established and I didn't have sufficient beneficial bacteria for the fish. So we live and we learn. Have y'all gotten sound now? Let me catch up with the chat. I've laid the foundation, so let me see what y'all are saying. She's not reading chat yet. Down the wormhole. Okay, okay. Loud and clear, Akash says. Nisi says, much better. Thank you. Down the wormhole. Hoot. That's better. Oh, yes, Ken says. Nisi shared my Facebook page. Back to lurking. Go ahead, Nisi. Aman says, fish hobby on a budget, talking my language. LOL. And Aman, most of us, I can't say everyone because I don't know everyone in the hobby. There's hundreds and thousands of people in the hobby, and some have the finances. They have saved up to get large 175, 240 gallon tanks, and they can afford the $150 fish. But I think the average fish hobbyist is a little like me and a little like you, that, you know, you save up a couple $100 and you start with some easy fish, hopefully not to lose them within the next, the first couple weeks. And then as the hobby develops, if you have live bearers or egg bearers that are easy to breed, you might end up having some fry and you didn't expect to have fry. And then the next thing you know, you're either overstocked in your tank or you have to get another tank to raise the fry in. And then you don't know what to do with those babies because you really didn't start out you didn't start out having babies. I did. I wanted to have babies right away, and I wanted to, so I think I had one 20 gallon, and then Petco had the $1 a gallon sale, so I went and got another 20 gallon tank, and then I didn't even realize I have to buy the filter, I have to buy a heater, I have to buy the hood with the lights, and it all started to add up again. And my husband said, well, let's take the 20 gallon tank back to the store, get a store credit, and then get another 20 gallon kit. So we ended up spending another $100 or more, $115 for another 20 gallon tank. I told him I was going to separate males from females, and one 20 gallon tank would be females and the other 20 gallon tank would be for the males. Well, the females kept having babies. So when he went to Walmart, I said, pick me up a 3 gallon plastic tub and I'll make that my grow out tub. So my fish room began to grow and grow and grow without planning, without financial support, without budgeting. And when it came to food, when it came to water treatment chemicals, when it came to filter media, I had another aquarium, but I didn't have anything to put in it. So I had to buy more substrate, more plastic plants, and I had to pick out another, center decor or something. So before you know it, the hobby can grow beyond your means. So when I got on YouTube, I started looking for DIY filters. I watched, I think it was Dustin's ghetto tank, and putting, I didn't do this, but he was talking about, getting an old broken glass and fixing it with a plastic CD cover and filling it with dirt out of the yard and filling it up with your hose. And I mean, he went all the way out to, I'm not spending a dime on this tank. And I found it kind of funny, but I didn't try to do any of that. Thank you, Amy. Sickly Dude says to supplement your hobby a little. Yep. We should have a budget. We should have a cap, a top, to where we don't get into our household finances and put our families in a bind. Make sure your bills are paid and you have food on the table. You can buy your clothing, any extra entertainment that you need. Don't make that Don't put a burden on that. Nisi says, Susan, I just get it and tell my husband I won a contest. Nisi, I can't do that. I'm glad it works for you. Down the wormhole. I'm taking a bunch of bettas to the LFS for credit tonight. Great, Dee. I hope you really get a good price for your babies. Everybody's subbing each other. That's good. Everybody check out each other's channel. Make sure you subscribe. Click like. Yeah, I'm subscribed to Acash. Just double checking. Let me get my chat box back because I'm behind. The amphibian and fish channel. Will female bettas control molly fry population? I have no idea. Maybe Dee can down the wormhole. Anybody else that raises bettas? I've never had bettas long enough. I don't know about the females. I know the male will chase down anything, but I don't know if it will control the molly fry. I would say if you could, separate them as soon as you find out whether they're, you can sex them, male or female. Thank you, Nisi, for sharing my store link. I have an Amazon store. There is a bad link in there under automobiles, and I'll fix that eventually. But I do start with my fish supplies, my fish food, meds, and hardware things like things that we need for PVC, etc. Angelo's in the house. I'm a little slow. Good evening, dear Susan. Good evening, everyone. Hi, Angelo. Aman says, I found myself starting on such a strict budget, but then the more I went, the more I spent, and the bigger my tanks got. LOL. Yeah, and that's what I want to talk about tonight. We want this hobby to remain pleasant as far as financially for our households. If you're by yourself and what you do with your money is up to you. But when you have a family, when you have a spouse, when you have a partner, when you have children, when you have other responsibilities, and maybe even other pets in the house, you have to realize that even though we want the enjoyment of keeping fish, it's not much of an enjoyment if you go over your head and over your means. And that's in life, not just in this hobby. Don't live beyond your means. I've had to have, financial assistance through the government before, 25 plus years ago. And I appreciate it, but I didn't stay there. I kept plowing. I kept pushing ahead. I kept managing my money. I kept money. I'm not a financial advisor by any means. I think that's what I put in the description of this series tonight. But I want us to be responsible fish keepers so that we don't make a bad name for ourselves. And even when you have failure or you have things go wrong in the hobby, you can restart. We want to keep the hobby going because we need to be responsible for keeping the environment alive. These fish are part of the environment and they're part of this world, and they have a part with the life cycle and the resources. And if we don't keep them as responsible pet owners, then we are not helping our situation, and we're not helping the life of these animals. It's Kate, Corey, hi, Ama. Where's Corey? Corey. Somebody else named Corey? I'm not very good at remembering names, so forgive me. Hi, Danks Tanks. Ama says, tell me about it. It's growing massive for me and setting up a fish room on a budget. You know, when you get started, you get excited, and a lot of times you don't pin it down. You don't write it down, and you don't get into your budget and realize what you can afford and what you can't afford. So sometimes we can outgrow ourselves too fast. I did. I have right now about 8 tanks and a mini pond going, and I still want more ponds. I want to put buckets of guppies outside and watch them breed. Hello, Dean. Love you too, sweetheart. Triple Tens in the house. Hey, hi. Um, and you know, my husband, sometimes it irritates him because he doesn't want to talk about fish all the time, but I want somebody to talk to fish about. So I have to respect him. And I don't look down on him. It's not anything he's interested in. So when he talks about his cars and his hot rods and his beat and his 15-inch woofer or his 12-inch woofer and his capacitor and his EQs and his amplifiers, you know, I listen because that's what he's interested in. And he has always been a good example to me. I hadn't caught on too fast, but when he wants to do something in his hobbies, he goes out and he washes cars. He helps people who need things moved, and you know, sometimes he helps some of our widows, you know, with some repairs, and he doesn't ask a price. He just says whatever you can afford, or what we call love gifts. So he takes that money and he puts it in his own checking account or savings account. And when he gets ready, like he just got his conquest painted. So he suffered for that, though. We were in a car accident, and with settlement money, we split it. I got some of it, and he got some of it, and he applied that to his hobby. And I've already gone through my part. Shame. Because I'm talking to myself tonight as well as to you guys. You know, work on your budget. Work on DIY projects. There's so many videos out there. Do your research. Look for not just cheap all the time, but best quality for the best price that you can afford. And if you can't afford it, just wait. All good things are worth waiting for. That's what I believe in. The next thing I want to encourage you is to start simple. And if simple has become complex or more bigger and bigger, I started with 2 tanks. Like I said, now I have 8. I've broken down 2 tubs. I've opened up another 3-gallon for my plants. I'm getting ready to get a 55 with other fish. So I've got to make myself break down these 5-gallon tanks, wash them out, store their substrates, store, well, the plants that's in there are alive. So I'll probably have to get a tank just for plants. And I might break one of my 20 gallons down. The one tank that I'm having the worst problem with, the half black turquoise delta guppies, I'm just not, something's wrong there. They're not breeding. They're not dying, but they're not giving birth. And the females that I have in there are no more, you know, they're not pure to the strain. So, and I believe the male's no longer able to breed. And so, you know, that tank right there, I'm going to have to just, you know, probably break it down and make that a plant tank. So, you know, get a notebook, do your planning, start simple, maintain your simplicity, and enjoy it. And if you start out with some fish and then all of a sudden decide, well, I don't want these fish anymore. Well, it's possible that you can go to your local fish store and maybe he'll buy them back or give you store credit, and then you can get what you really want. But remember to do your research. Do the research. There's a compatibility chart. I'm not saying the compatibility chart that's on the internet is right and without error, because we can try different fish together that compatibility chart says, oh no, don't put those together. But do your research. Find out where the fish is from. Is it from South Africa? Is it from South America? Are they Asian? You know, find out the care for each of your fish, and then know what water qualities you have. And don't buy fish that's going to die as soon as you drop them in your tank or try to acclimate them. Emma says, I'm going to need a bigger room soon. Honey, it's already too late. I'm taking over the playroom downstairs too. I've got 3 tanks down there, and I'm getting ready to add a 55-gallon tank. And I may bring the TV back out of that room and put my 55 in there. We're on a concrete slab here, so I think the best room is to have that playroom downstairs and turn it into a fish room. This is my office, and my office has turned into a fish room, which is fine for me. I'm fine. I don't have any complaints. Another thing I want to talk about, if failure occurs, you know, sometimes we can't afford to go right out and buy new fish, buy a new tank. You know, and I thank God that the fish family has stepped up when we've had a fellow fish person, you know, have an emergency tank leak or something like that. We stepped up. I don't know all of the details that was done, but one of our fellow tank fish keepers, fish fam members, has recently gone through that, and I think 3, 4, or 5 people stepped up and were able to help financially and help with some equipment and also help with some good advice. So, you know, I thank God for the fish fam community helping out there. And we can help out sometimes, and sometimes we can't. We just pray one for another. We encourage one another. And if you have to start over, go back to square one. Try to find out what the problem was. If it was something that you did in overstocking, maybe you overfed, maybe you didn't do enough water changes, maybe you didn't, you know, there's a lot of variables there that we may have done. May have been the cause, and then sometimes there's just equipment failure, heater failure, filter failure. You know, sometimes our water companies put stuff in our water that kills our fish, and you know, sometimes you have to step back, take a deep breath, plan, and start all over when you can financially do it, and mentally. Sometimes we gotta get out of that slump. And I found out the best thing to do in the middle of the slump is go ahead and get you some good quality fish and keep going. Kayla says, when I ran out of tank space and money, I started using plastic totes. The fish out there are healthy, and most have larger water volume. That's a good idea too, Kayla. That's what I did with a couple of my grow out tanks. I made them. I got some plastic totes. I use IFTT to notify me anytime a free tank is listed on Craigslist. Very good. I turned my dining room into a zoo exhibit, Dank says, and my old lady said, no more, so I moved to the basement. That happens too sometimes, Dank. Oh. Amon says, Kayla, yes, I agree. I have my turtles and guppies in totes right now. Yep, we can do this on a budget and still enjoy it. May not be show tanks, but at least we got our babies all around us. Oh, Nisi says she loves the fish fam. We love you too, Nisi. Aqua says, I wished I had a basement. Akash says, my parents think I need a doctor. MTS, yep. Multiple tank syndrome. Ruru2 says, good evening, ladies and germs. I haven't heard that in a long time, Ruru. Good evening, hon. 6:24. I'm about 5 minutes behind on the chat. Freestyle is another source. Okay, Ken. April is in there. Hi, April. Jenna says, is 60 too much, Susan? 60 what? 60 tanks or 60 gallons? Nisi says, hey, Kayla. Sorry, I'm a little slow, still at work. And mine says, dank. Yes, same here. I'm on my way to basement now, and I'm still living my tanks in the sunroom. That's awesome. Sometimes we need to do a panoramic view of our rooms and post it. That's what we should do. April says, long day but good. Thank you. How are you? Danks Tank says, my basement is concrete, but only 6 feet in height. I'm 6'3", kills the back. I roll around in a wheelie chair a lot. Haha. I feel lazy at times. I feel you, Dank. I'm short though. I wouldn't have a problem with the 6-foot ceiling. Oh, Big Easy is in the house. Heartburn, $60 to $100 of fish. Ouch. It's free. Just go to iftt.com, stands for if this then that. Okay. And that'll let you know when a free tank or whatever you put in your search for Craigslist. Thank you, Aqua. Tired, I need a nap. Yeah, I'm a little tired too. I can't figure out why my energy's low tonight. My mind says, ouch, Dank, I'm 6'7". I wouldn't survive your basement. Ruru2 says, my guppies pooped out 20 more babies today. Yay! Go get you a plastic tub. Yep, you can't beat a 50-gallon tote for $10 at Walmart. That's right. April says, congratulations to Ruru2. And Jenna says, my whole house is a fish room. I can't wait to see it, Jenna. You know I'm going to just be in tank heaven when I see you. Ama says, fish rooms don't tend to be a show tank type of thing. They're all there for a purpose. Well, in general, that's right. Everybody compliments me on how my tanks look, and I appreciate that. Y'all see this one behind me? I'm getting green water, and I didn't intend to get green water, but I'm watching it so that it doesn't crash. And I do, did I say do again? Lord have mercy. I do 10%, 20% water change a week. Actually, I've done 2 this week. That's why you can see the sign behind me. Otherwise, you couldn't. It was getting so cloudy in there. But I added substrate from a tote, and I didn't rinse it, which had good beneficial bacteria in it. Then I added live plants, and they started dying back, melting back a little bit. I added Aquarium Co-op's Easy Green, and I added some stress zyme because I think I did a 90% water change when I added all this stuff. And so I have a bacterial bloom going on. And what beneficial bacteria I've added is causing the green water. So it's interesting. I got green water and I didn't try. Oh, I'm behind again. Sashimi Whiskey. Jimmy is in the house. Hello, dear. How are you doing? I know you're anxious and excited at the same time. Aman says, no, Dank says, Aman, why ain't you bawling? 6'7"? Almost Sasquatch. Yep. Aqua says, we'll be moving next year, and that's when the fish room fund begins. How many tanks do you have, Aqua? Ruatu, it's Jimmy. Yes, Jimmy is in the house. Oh, yes, he is. It's good to have him in the house. Everybody's saying hi to Jimmy. Hi, 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 hi. Dank's Tank's got 3 coffins. What's going on, Dank? Jim, just say it. Hello, Dank. Amon says, I need wheelie chairs and I have 9-foot ceilings. I'm just lazy. Bury me. I can die now. Well, we're talking about this hobby on a budget, Jimmy, and Island Queen, and everyone that's just joined us. Good to have you with us. Ama, thank you. My tanks are great. Susan, thank you. I don't have the talent for aquascaping, but I like to have natural looking things go on. Sometimes I let my guppy grass grow too much, like in this tank right here. This tank, let me see if I can get my pointer to work right. This tank right here, the guppy grass is kind of like, overtaken the tank again. And then if y'all could see my 20 gallons downstairs, I have cut the guppy grass in half and thinned it out, and it's grown all over again. But we were talking about, do your budgeting, plan ahead, do your research, start small. I'm on a budget for $50 a month, so I don't want to get into our family finances, and I make sure my bills are paid, and I find that pocket where no big bill comes out that week. And if I have supply needs like, a dechlorinator, or if I need to get some fish food, right now I've bought up enough fish food that I can give them a variety of food for, probably another month or two. So I'm doing good there. So budget, look at DIY projects, and create some of your own. Do your research. Do your comparisons. Compare prices. Don't go cheap. If you can find a friend close to you that is breeding a fish that you're interested in, then y'all can work out maybe trades. And there's a place that some of our local fish clubs do swaps, and I think that's a great idea. I don't have anything close to me that I know of yet, and I might have to start some swap meets myself. But right now my schedule is kind of heavy. Do your maintenance, maintain, and self-discipline yourself. Just like some of us, we keep adding tank after tank after tank. We keep adding fish after fish after fish. And the next thing you know, the fish rooms overtake our houses. And some of the family members may not be too happy with us. Okay, I'm going to try. Aqua says I have a 75, a 10, and a 5.5. Then outside I have some tanks for just plants. So when you move, that's when the tank fund starts. 29 watching and just 18 likes. Come on, Akash says. Thank you, sweetheart. Um, that's not too much guppy grass. Nah. It is when they can't really have some free swimming, but it's good for the fry. But that tank doesn't have any fry in it right now. Kayla says, I like the jungle look in tanks. It makes it look natural seeing the baby swimming in out of the bushes. Yeah. Oh, I have a little good news over here in my mosaic tank. They had some more babies the other day, and I thought all of them had gotten eaten because the first batch I had 7 that lived. And I looked today, and I threw a glob of guppy grass in real quick when I saw that she was having fry and they were eating them. And I see 2 new fry. So this is the girl with the blue spotted tail. She had her fry, and 2 of them are surviving right now. So unless I see any more, they're done until the next one has her next drop. Right now the fry are almost a month old. On the 23rd, which will be Friday, they'll be a month old, and they've got lots of black in their tail. Okay, I'm losing something. Jadrin's in the house. Best to watch Petco and PetSmart online daily. They change sales almost every 2 days, and PetSmart has had $40 off of $100, which makes 10-gallon tanks less than $1 a gallon, and I loaded up. Awesome. I guess I just need to do the math. Nisi says, thanks for the reminder. I need to buy more Safe. Okay, I forgot Safe is a water conditioner. Saving monies for a new computer, Ruru, too. All right. So are your fish starving because you're saving money for a computer? Amon says, yeah, Jean, I think you are in sub to you. Remember watching Kermit and Peppy getting set free. Jean Michael's in the house. Hello, Jean Michael. Ama Aquatics says, DIY projects are great. I find I do a lot of DIY stuff in the fish room build. Yep. And I'm still learning things to do. I have some biomedia out of 1-inch straws cut up. It's fun to watch, and it keeps the tank cycled, and I can keep it going when I do water changes. A quick hello, Yama, before me is going to bed, 1:35 a.m. here, so time for my beauty nap. Okay, Yama. Catch you next time. I'm going to do an early morning live stream tomorrow morning, so join me tomorrow morning if you can. John Michael says, thanks a lot, Aqua Apprentice. Everybody check out each other's channel and share and like and hit that notification or caress that notification bell so you know when they upload a new video or if they go live. John Michael says it's 19:36 p.m. there, so that is 7:30. I think we said we were in the same time zone. No, you're Eastern, because it's 6:38 here. Corona says, yes, I'm going outdoors with some plants next week. Have high hopes. Good, Ken. I hope you keep a video log on that for us to see how that goes. Everybody's saying hi. Richard Rocks is in the house. Airhawk is here. Hello, our Airhawk. I haven't seen you in a long time. Yep, good to see you. Thank you. April Shaw here. Priscilla's here. Fish starving. You know we don't starve our fish. We'll starve ourselves before we starve our fish. Plastic bottle top cap make great biomedia as a moving bed filter. Yep, that's cool. Being called away. Be well, all. Okay, Ken. Love you. Thank you for coming in. I know that Mr. Science Geek won't make it tonight. I was on his stream last night, and he has a special dinner with a couple, I think, every Tuesday night. So I understand why he's not here. Don't forget DIY foods. Yes, Kayla. I just opened up a can of French green beans for my crayfish. She's doing good. She's burying herself in, and she goes from one side of the aquarium to the other side. She goes from the wood and digs in the sand over to the rocks and kind of like hangs out over there. All these different colored hearts, Ruru too. Dollar store pot scrubbies is one of my sumps. Yep, Phil. Hey, Phil. Good to have you in the house. Dion's in the house. Love your fish. That's right. Barbecue lava rock is also great. All right. See all of these great ideas for this hobby on a budget. Hello, Jimmy H. And mine says, Dion, what's up, brother? Great stream last night. Hello, Akash. Dion says. Jean Michael says hi to Dion. Rickard Rocks fish hobby on a budget. Sounds good. I just want to encourage everyone to have fun with this hobby, but yet, be responsible. And what breaks my heart the worst is to see someone go buy a large fish at a pet store that requires a 55-gallon or larger, and they'll put it in a 10-gallon tank. That's what breaks my heart. And be educated. There's so much free information out there. Come hang out in these chats, ask questions. We're not here to bash you about it, but we are here to give you information that is beneficial to the fish and beneficial to you. Tanks for Veterans is in the house. Hello, Tanks for Veterans. Good to have you with us tonight. If y'all check out his channel and support the effort that is going on there. It is such, we know watching fish and taking care of fish is so therapeutic, and our brothers and sisters that have fought for us and done so much for us, we need to support them. Nisi says, for those of you who just made it in, if you'd like to support our dear Aka Susan, here's her Amazon link. That's my Amazon store. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Yes, go there and shop around. Buy you some fish food, fish meds, and some equipment for our DIY projects. I tried to include things like that. There is a bad link under automobile. I know you're going to go there just to see what's there. It's clothing, it's purses, and I got to take that link down and fix it. So, but stay with the hardware and the fish stuff, and you'll be all right. Thank you so much, Nisi, for sharing that. I'm getting ready for my 500 sub contest video, and if anyone has just now chimed in for the first time to hear that, I'm going to hide 5 treasures within the video, and the first person who comments on that video with the correct timestamp and the correct treasure, I'll give 5 clues at the beginning of the video, and I have a gift box that's valued at $18 to $20 that will go to the winner. And I probably have a couple second and third place prizes I'll send out a sticker, you know, and I'll think of something. Might buy some fish food for you or something. And that's coming soon because I think I'm over 450 right now. So I'll be posting that soon, either the end of this month or the first part of July. Whenever I hit 500, I'll put that video out. The Nerdy Fish is in the house. Hello. Thanks for coming out. Jimmy H says, hey Dion, want shrimps? LOL. I guess that's a joke between you guys. He keeps snakes. Rickard rocks. I only have guppies, so buying the fish ain't that bad. Just buying aquariums, equipment, plants, and substrates. Yeah, and once you get your nitrogen cycle complete and your everything's in balance in your tank, just getting some guppy grass or some hornswort, which is not expensive. I have guppy grass in every tank just from a 1-inch piece of guppy grass that hung on, you know, piggy banked onto some hornswort. I want to also talk about tonight if you have failure, if failure occurs, and I've had failures probably 2 or 3 times, and I never thought about giving up. The best thing to do is to try to find the cause of the failure. If it's equipment failure, you know, sometimes electronics, they just fail. And if you have equipment that is under warranty, contact the manufacturer, and 9 chances out of 10, you're going to get a replacement. And if there hasn't been any misuse of the equipment. So like Tetra, my first year, you know, my lights failed, my heaters failed. I haven't had any failure with the filter, hang on the back filters. But I contacted Tetra and I got free lights, I got free heaters, you know, replacement, and I haven't had any problems since then. I did have a lot of things given to me. You can find a hobbyist who is giving up or having to, you know, stop the hobby for whatever reason, and they just want to unload, you know, find out, you know, what they want for it, you know, be reasonable about it, and you can get some really good deals from people who maybe health-wise, maybe, like you said, they're having to move and they can't take everything with them. Like Jimmy's moving, and you know, he sold and gave away stuff, and you know, he's keeping some things that he's taken with him, and so find out, you know, just by talking to each other, sending each other a private message, asking in the room if you have a need, you know, just ask. We're here for you. And then I said, restart when you're mentally and financially ready to start. If you have to stop this hobby for any reason, you have to shut things down, you have to sterilize things, you have to take a break, you know, mentally, you have to take a break physically, you know, financially, sometimes we can't continue. Don't be ashamed, you know. Things happen beyond our control sometimes. Just speak out in the chat box. Speak out in the private messages. Check out our Facebook groups. You know, check out Twitter and Instagram, and you know, check out one another, and just find out what you need. You might need to just unload, and you want it to go to someone who's is going to take care of them. Jimmy's got to go. Jimmy H. Good night, honey. Thanks for stopping by. going for coffee. Boy, I could use some coffee right now. Like I said, my energy level's down tonight, and I don't know why, but I appreciate y'all hanging in there, and if y'all shoot some good ideas my way, these DIYs, tubs. Oh, excuse me, Tanks for Veterans. I'm going to go back up the chat. You said I talked with a volunteer coordinator of veterans activities at the local veterans place. Loved the ideas. I got the support of my local fish store, so it's growing. That is so good news. That is wonderful news. Check out, I'm going to go over to your channel right now, and I'm going to share a little information. Let me see what's going on. There we go. I guess y'all can hear what's going on. Oops, sorry about that.
I think that veterans got, maybe some stuff they're thinking about that they shouldn't. And I thought, if we give them a fish tank and when we give them some guppies or some angelfish or some kind of fish, then we can teach them how to breed the fish. And then if they end up with too many fish, they can start giving them away to their veteran buddies and teaching their veteran buddies how to breed fish. And I think this will bring veterans together. And
I appreciate that, and I hope you all enjoyed a little bit of that. I'm trying to get back to my page. All right, I'm going to try to get my chat box back. I just felt like doing that. Tanks for Veterans. I wanted to support him, and I wanted y'all to hear a little bit of what he's about. And if go over to his channel, subscribe to him, support him. If you feel led to financially help him out, by all means help him out. He'll tell you how to get finances to him. I just think we need to help each other out, just like Bob is doing tanks for teachers, and what Rick does. Rick at Mr. Science Geek, he does for his classroom, his science classroom, and I just think those are some great ideas. We need to get out into our communities, get out into our nursing homes, get out into our police force, get out into our fire departments and our EMSs and things like that. And it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to put it in some of our lawmakers' offices as well, because dentist office and doctor's offices have fish tanks. I've been to restaurants that are buffet style that have fish tanks, and there's just so much that we can do with this hobby that can help support and bring people into a peaceful mindset. De-stressed. There's too much stress in this world, too much hate. Pickle jars I recycle from the Italian restaurant recycle bins are awesome. I put them in auto water change system to raise my angelfish fry. Your auto water change system is awesome. It's so awesome. He is a DIY genius. Nerdy Fish says, I think all my tanks I got used or super discounted when I worked at Petco. That's awesome. That's working this hobby on a budget. Jean Michael says, thanks everyone. Sorry, my computer lagged, so I miss a good 5 minutes of the stream. Oh dear. Hopefully you can go back and see it later, review it later. Nisi says, if you're on Facebook, please check out SLC Aquatics. Thank you, sweetheart. That is SLC Aquatics group on Facebook. April says, on my Jadrin, hope it wasn't humid also. I missed something. Beautiful here in Texas, 101. Oh, okay. Hey, I'm at the bottom of the chat. I know I probably missed something. Tanks for Veterans, I can't say thank you enough. This hobby brings people together with love. I know all our veterans can use some love. Every little bit helps. I agree with you. Jenna Tucker says, Tanks for Veterans, she subbed you. Does anyone have any questions tonight? We're going to be closing out here at 7 so that I don't run into other live streams tonight. I want to remind everyone that I will be live streaming tomorrow morning, and I will create the event sometime this evening. It'll be around 10 or 11 o'clock Central Time in the morning, so look for the notification. If you don't get a notification, you can check out my Facebook page or just keep coming back to the channel to check to see if I'm live. I may have a special guest in the morning and I may not, but I'm just going to be on here to chit chat with everyone, and just want to stay in touch with the fish fam. I want to let everybody know that I will be out next Tuesday night, and if any of the regulars want to step in, I know I asked Jeremy at Sergeant Tanks last time that I had to step out, but he's taking a break right now. So if y'all know of anyone else who wants to stream tomorrow night at 6 p.m., next week, at 6 p.m. Tuesday night in my place, just tell them to slip on in there and that'll be fine. The next fish that I plan on getting, nerdy fish, will be some gouramis. And because I'm getting ready to make a trip to a friend, a fish fam member's house, and I will be bringing one of their tanks and fishies home. So I know she's got more than gouramis in there, but I keep forgetting what she has. This hobby is amazing. Tanks for Veterans says, I believe fish calm and heal. Yes, they do. The nerdy fish, it is a wild snake with red and orange belly, and he has a yellow spot on the neck. Do you have any idea what it could be? April Shaw says, hopefully I'll be able to at least listen tomorrow. Work tends to get hectic. I understand, April, and I appreciate it. Priscilla, I don't have funds to help, but if I can help out with art, let me know. Tanks for Veterans. That is so awesome, Priscilla. Yes, y'all get in touch with each other. Also, a group of super fans have an aquarium live stream page. Hint, hint. That's awesome, darling. Yes, check out the aquarium live stream page on Facebook. The Nerdy Fish says, Jean-Michael, where are you from? Canada, Quebec. AMA says, I'm back. Welcome back, sweetheart. Near Ontario. Sergeant Tank, hello, fish fam. Hello, Jeremy. Thank you for joining us, honey. I was getting ready to close out in a couple minutes, but I was letting everyone know that I will not be with them next Tuesday night. Hello, Victor. Thanks for the great stream. You're welcome, sweetheart. Tanks for Veterans. If anyone has a top 5 fish for 20-gallon fish tank, trying to aim for low bio low, please leave it in the comment. Thanks for all the help. Vinnie Mac. Oh, I missed it. Yeah, we're closing out, sweetheart. But I wanted to let everyone know that I won't be with you next Tuesday night because of a church revival. I will be live in the morning around 10 or 11 a.m. Central Time. Check back and, hopefully the notifications will let you know when I go live. But if not, just keep checking back. I plan to be with you live in the morning. I'll have something special to talk about. And I love every one of you. I thank you for coming out and being with me tonight. God bless you. And I love you, Fish Fam.